All right. Fucking Yankees. Still, so here we go. What's the score? I see it. How score been on base? Sorry. So now I'm ready. Oh, I better turn that shit off. That shit off. Nice try.
Garrett's on there. It says first.
Hey Garrett, how you doing?
I didn't do nothing. It says no.
Who didn't do nothing? Oh, that's somebody's name? What's up? I didn't do nothing. Yes, you did. You know what you did. Who else? Let's see. The most, what's that? Lou, you're already walking away. The most organized person on YouTube Live. Yeah, that ain't me. Maybe it's you, not me. I'm not right. Yeah, I saw it. All right. So yeah, I saw what it said. Maybe you're organized, but I certainly ain't organized. So what's going on, fellas? I'm watching the Yankee game right now.
Garrett, thank you for always answering every single question. Most people don't. That's from Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett. So yeah, I try. You know, I mean, I try to answer all the questions and stuff. But you know how it is. Some people get crazy. Some people don't. You know, some people want to just. Some guys want to just talk stupid shit. You know, I gotta get that statue out of the way. Yeah, you know, so I try to answer everybody's questions. Oh, how you guys doing? You guys doing all right? What's this thing?
I use your longer videos for cardio. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna do more longer videos. You know, I stick to shorts, and it just, I don't know, because everybody says they like short videos. You know, I like the longer ones myself because, you know, I feel like there's more information and everything. Even when I watch videos, I like the longer ones. But you know, I can. Let me tell you something. I can talk. Trust me. So I don't shut up. Hey, Winmore, what's going on?
2000s Yankees forever. Jeter, Posada. That's from Victoria.
Yes. Who is it? Victoria or Victoria? Victoria. I can't see. So you're gonna have to tell me the name, and you gotta get them names right. My girlfriend's so bad with names. Oh my God. Yes, 2000 Yankees. They're unbelievable. These Yankees, you better get rid of Clay Holmes. I don't know why they keep thinking of Clay Holmes is like the answer. He is not the answer. He's terrible, Clay Holmes. Let's see. What does that say? Whoa, you got to be reading this shit. Stop looking at somebody else. Shit,
you're definitely doing right short videos. Is the new thing.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you didn't get anything wrong. You didn't say anything wrong. Somebody else just came in. I can't see. We'll see. You're gonna have to mention. You can't.
Still share this stuff, so you gotta. All
right, don't try to stare. Nothing. Can people hear you? Okay, so people hear you. Want me to turn it on here so I can see it? People hear you. Just you're not. Well, I know what you're doing over there. Just tell me the guy's name. Tell me the guy's name. Tell me the guy's name. I can't.
Sanchez.
No, Ruben Sanchez is in there. What's going on?
Do you have an email so I can message you?
Who's asking me if I have an email?
Ruben Sanchez.
Yes, Ruben. Email me off the website. It's what is it? Is it Greg at Greg Valentino or sales at Greg Valentino? Don't worry about sales, whatever. It still comes to me. Satan over there. What? No.
Well,
he could do. Yeah, he could do Instagram, but if I'm not friends with him, I'm not. They don't see. Like, you know, I don't know who the hell I'm friends.
Greg,
She friend me. What? On my what? No, I can. Yeah, it's just go to Ruben. If you go to my my website, right? The Greg, yeah, and you message me off that, it'll come to me. She gets it. She asked me, she drive me crazy. What else, Lou? You got to read these. Is that Matthew Taylor? On the Zay sunglasses. Yeah, thank you. These are you know. He made me, I don't have him here, I'm at the car, but Frank from A Sunglasses made me these cool sunglasses I can see when I'm driving at night, you know, because I'm constantly blinded by headlights because because of the bad eye, you know, and I can't see shit when I drive, and I want to like crash into people and shit. And I put, you know, they put their brights on me. I can't see shit. So he gave me these new sunglasses. They're like those, whatever those army ones, those tactical ones we can see at night and shit. They're really cool. I don't know, but Lou, you're gonna have to start.
And then Garrett says, Greg, do you still think about Bob Bonham a lot?
Garrett's asking me if I still think about Bob Bonham all the time, every day.
Tell us a feel-good story about him. He sounded like a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've given a gazillion stories about Bob Bonham. I mean, Bob Bonham was, you know, a brother to me. You know, we've been friends, you know, 40 years. And, you know, the one thing I can tell you, if you want to learn something, you guys, any of you guys that are on antidepressants or medicine, you know, like head meds and stuff, he did not need head meds, okay? But his girlfriend caused, you know, him to get a little upset, and he went and started medicating himself over like a breakup type thing. And before you know it, he wound up, you know, seeing things that weren't there. And, you know, here's a guy who was so smart and so straight, and like his brain was so sharp, and, you know, he helped everybody. Like he just was a really smart guy. He was that go-to guy if you had a trouble, or if, you know, you weren't thinking straight. You know what I mean? When I was in jail, he used to come talk to me and stuff, and he would come see me and tell me, keep your head straight, you know, go somewhere in your head where, you know, where happy times, and he kept telling me all this shit, and he helped me so much. But he started medicating himself, and he started thinking like, oh shit, I'm going blind. Oh my God, I got Alzheimer's, all this other stuff, and none of it's true. And he wound up, you know, hanging himself. And what I'm trying to say is, that's why you fuck around with medicines. If you're upset about something, it's okay to be upset. If your girlfriend breaks up with you, or your mom dies, or any of that kind of shit, both my parents are dead, my sister's dead, my ex-girlfriend's dead. You know, I've had to deal with a lot of that. I don't need a medicine to you know, to cure me on something that's natural for you to be upset. If you're upset, you're supposed to be upset. You don't need a medicine to make you so chagad that you don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I'm saying? And some people, you start fucking around with that stuff and you never come back from it. Your normal self. Anyway, Lou, you got to read some of these things. But thank you, Garrett, for asking me that, because Bob was my boy.
I didn't do nothing. Says to be fair to your girlfriend, a lot of the names in here are crazy and hard to read. LOL.
No, I know that, but you don't understand. My girlfriend's reading other. My girlfriend 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks ago, she was on. Who was that guy? What's his name? She was on Vince Goodrum's freaking. While I'm doing a live here, she's on Vince Goodrum's thing, and he's like, "Hey, Greg Valentino's on it." Meanwhile, she's on, because that's her. That's not me. That's posting those yellow things that say Greg. You know what I mean? That's not me. That's her. So 2 weeks ago, she's watching his live while I'm doing a live at the same time. He thinks it's me.
What is this?
Anyway.
Cafe Verde. Gabriel, what are your thoughts on Up the Sun Road Long? What's that?
Cafe Verde wants to know what oxandrolone. It's good. I mean, it's okay, but it's still, anytime. Listen, it's not. You know, he's talking about like Anavar and stuff, but it's not. It's not like, you know, DHT and all that stuff, which it's not going to fuck you up in that way, but it fucks you up because it's still strong on the liver. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. Any pills that you take are going to be strong on the liver. SARMs, SERMs, any of those things, fucking Tylenol, it's strong on the liver. You understand? And don't think that if you take a lot of, you know, like Anavar, you're safe, because it's not going to turn in, you know, it's not, you know, it's no DHT. It's not going to make you turn into, like, it's not going to give you bitch tits and all that shit. Or, you know, it's not, don't think that. It's because it can fuck you up. Orals fuck you up. And, you know, especially if you're on them a long time. So, I mean, they're all right. That's like a girl drug to me, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's nothing I would go crazy over. You can't just do that by itself. You're not going to really see much of anything. And you're definitely going to put a strain on your liver for no reason. If you're going to put a strain on your liver, take Anadrol. You know what I mean? At least, you know, I'm not saying Anadrol's very bad for the liver. But what I'm saying is, at least you're going to get results. There's no use in putting a strain on your liver and getting no results.
Oh shit, he sent you a message. So Ruben Sanchez, that we got the email.
Okay, Ruben Sanchez, Lucia just told me she got your email, so I'll look at it. Yeah. You don't mean right now, right?
No.
Okay. So what else here? I see other guys. What is this?
I once sent you something against antidepressants and you blocked me. What's up with that? I thought you were against them. So
I am against anti. Who said that?
I don't. MJ Live.
Okay, MJ Live. It wasn't me that blocked you. It wasn't me. And when we first started doing this, I had a few moderators on here, so maybe somebody blocked you. But it wasn't. I don't block anybody. I got guys talking.
Yeah, but he's not blocked, so I don't understand.
Yeah, waves. Maybe they blocked him for. I don't know. Maybe he came on a different name. She even said, "You're not." I've never blocked anybody. I don't block people. I don't do that. I get guys talking shit to me on here. I'm gonna block you for talking about antidepressants. No, we had a few people that were moderating it, you know, and a couple of them were getting a little crazy. So nobody moderates, but Lucia. So I didn't block you. So it wasn't me. But if you I'm against antidepressants. You don't need antidepressants.
He's actually saying a bunch of stuff in here. It says, why don't you just say psych drugs are bad? They never have mass school shootings.
Why don't I say what's bad?
Psych drugs are bad. He says.
Oh, psych drugs are bad. I am saying it.
They never had mass school shootings in the 60s, 50s, 70s.
What's the guy's name again? Well, what's his name again?
The name on there says MJ Lives.
Okay, MJ Lives. Listen to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I say it all the time, the psych drugs, bitch. You don't need a fight. Well, if you're depressed, do you need something to stop the, if you're depressed, your girlfriend dies, if I don't know, you lose your job. You're supposed to be depressed. If you're not depressed, there's something wrong with you. You got to ride through that shit. You can't take a pill every time you feel a little blue. You know what I mean? I'm not for antidepressants. I just finished saying that, Bob. Don't say I'm for antidepressants. Now I'm going to block you. I'm kidding you. I'm just only playing. I just finished talking to Garrett saying like my friend died because of that shit. You fuck around, find out, right? Fuck around and find out. You take that shit, and you might be one of the side effects of antidepressants and all head meds is depression, right? And my friend was one of the ones who got that side effect, and he started saying things that weren't there. He started almost like hallucinating and believing like all kinds of shit that wasn't legit. I'm never anywhere did I say I'm for head meds or antidepressants. You know what I mean? No way did I say that. I'm against all of it. All this shit, even ADD, a lot of this shit wasn't around,
Yes, I know you do on RX Muscle, you're always against it, which is why I sent you some link a year ago on Facebook supporting your view.
Okay. He's saying,
yes, thanks for speaking out against them.
Yes, I'm 100% again. I've done fucking full videos on that stuff.
Yeah, he said, I never said you were.
No, I know. I don't. You know what it is? She handles a lot of my social media, so you have to tell her to talk to me, and then she'll tell me, "Oh, Greg, this guy's saying he needs," just like she's the one who just got Ruben Sanchez's email. Yeah. So I'm totally against antidepressants. Dude, I went through a lot of shit. You have no idea. And never did I take antidepressants. Never. You got to cry. If you need to cry, cry. If you're upset about something, roll around in the grass, go jump around, flip around like a fish on the floor. If you have to, do whatever you got to do, get it over with. And that's it. Don't go punching walls and shit. We break your hand or you fuck up a wall. Because you know what happens? The situation's the same. All right? Nothing's changed. And now you got a broken hand or your fucking wall's fucked up. Now you got to fix the wall. So, just go through it, scream, yell, go run on it, go drive to an empty parking lot and scream or whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? Run and jump into a lake and swim fucking really far and then swim back really far, whatever you got to do. But you don't need antidepressants. Just get it all, just deal with it. You got to deal with that's what life's all about, man. Ups and downs, bro. In the 1800s, they didn't even have aspirin. So what do people had to deal with shit they had to deal with, that's, you'll get through it. I'm against all that stuff. Listen, these bodybuilders today, why do you think bodybuilders today are different from the bodybuilders from 2000, right? In 24 years, has the human being evolved? No. They take a drug for every process and they'll take anything and everything, like Rich Piana, whatever it takes. Well, they take that to an extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, that guy, I didn't do nothing, says Greg's definitely not the type of guy that blocks people.
Thank you. Yes, I didn't do nothing. Yes, I didn't do nothing. He's right. I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing. I didn't block. I don't block people. I don't, people talk shit about me. Listen, my girlfriend right there, she talks shit about me when we have sex. You know why? Because she knows it turns me on. You understand? She'll tell me I'm a loser, I'm a piece of shit, and then all of a sudden, I spaki. Because it turns me on. I don't give a shit what people talk. They're still talking that synthol shit because that fucking balloon arm, with the TLC special. Well, hold on. And the balloon arm thing, that was fucking, I haven't looked like that since what? 20, like since 2000, 2001. You know what I mean? But whatever. It's okay. I'm like tired of it. Even people, hey, are you okay? Sure. How's your arm? I'm like, well, it was 25 years ago. So, but anyway, so go ahead, next. What do we got here? Lou, I can't read that. It's too small.
Appreciate you speaking out.
You're welcome. I appreciate you asking me.
Greg,
Just don't
this
think I ever
person-
would block
This
you.
person is asking this again. Greg,
What?
I'm from Syracuse. Have you ever been over here?
No, I see. Wait a minute. I see
Alaric 87.
Alaric 87. No, I haven't. I see my boy Will Demi in here. How you doing, Will? What's going on, man? How are you? I hope everything's all right with you. Hope all is well with you and the family. God bless you, my boy. Yes. What is Will saying? Living
the dream.
Living a dream, my brother. Yes, Will. I hear you. Living a dream. Even if it's a nightmare, I'm still living it.
Real Tab says, what happened to Mr. G's cookies?
Real. Who said that?
Real Tab.
Real Tev. Mr. G's cookies.
Oh shit! Watching from Argentina. Watching from Argentina. Double bicep for us watching.
Oh, double bicep for us is watching from Argentina. God bless you all from Argentina. Got some good-looking girls down there. I love Latin. Latin is my favorite flavor. Latinas. I don't know, Real Tev. I'm not sure what the hell. George kind of. That's why Dave, goes after him a little bit. George, I think he's still doing the cookies. I'm not sure. George puts things on hold. But my boy. I don't know if you guys saw. I put on my Instagram. Story time on my Instagram. I put pictures of George Zapata, who was with Dana White yesterday, and he was with him again today. So George might be doing. That's Joe Zapata's brother. So we all might have something going on with Dana. George anyway, and Joe. Look, what I see things here. What's going on?
They said watching parents get old is rough. Dementia is rough.
Who said that?
Rick Simmons.
Rick Simmons?
Rick Simmons.
Rich or Rick?
Rick Simmons. Oh my God.
All right, Rick Simmons. He's saying watching parents get Alzheimer's stuff. Yeah, of course, it's very bad. Alzheimer's is no joke. And when you sit there, here's your mother or your father looking at you and you have no idea who that is. That's bad. My parents died young, so I didn't know.
MJ Live sent you $10.
Oh, MJ Live. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for speaking out about all this labeling and drugging.
Oh, thank you, MJ. I've been speaking out about that for a long time, but it did kill Bob Bonham. What are you laughing at?
This is funny. Greg Blunder says Greg is the best Momo ever. He wears his shades inside because when you are cool, the sun's always shining on you.
Thank you. Who said that?
Egregious Blunder.
Egregious blunder. Okay, thank you. Egregious blunder. I've been talking about those antidepressants for a long time. All those drugs are bad. Everything today. Every kid today's got ADD, all this other, attention deficit order. Every kid in school now, well, little Joey's got an attention deficit order, and so it's all nuts. They want to medicate America. That's like the whole thing. I know some of you guys are big pot smokers. I don't give a shit. That's just not my thing. So if that's what you want to do, my daughter smokes more weed than Snoop Dogg. And she also does the whole MMA thing. I'm like, I don't. Why would anybody want to smoke anything that makes you chew God? Makes you like mellows you out a little bit. Not me, man. Oof. But that's just me. Wait, my boy Will's asking me something.
No, he just said that his mom passed away from Alzheimer's.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Will. Yes.
2011.
Sorry, Will. Will's saying his mom passed away. Yeah, from that Alzheimer's. Yeah, both my parents died, so I'm an orphan. I've been an orphan for a long time, but but they didn't die from that. My mother died from pancreas cancer. My father died because he didn't take care of his what do you call it? What I have, diabetes, insulin. He was type 2, then became type 1, and then my father had to have a dessert with everything's thick-headed guinea. But at least he was 88 when he died. So what else is going on here, Lucy?
Jacob Anderson says, Greg, if we can't get your deltoid video, could you demonstrate your crab exercise?
Jacob Anderson saying if we can't. Jacob's my boy. Jacob's been with me for a long time. Jacob, I crap with dumbbells like this. I'm gonna do the deltoid. I'm gonna do me and Joe Zapata. We're gonna, Joe will be at my house actually Sunday, but when Joe comes over one day, we got to do it at night, though. I got to make sure nobody's in the gym. You know what I mean? So, because I don't like to film with other people. I don't like to be in other people's films. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're in it, like my boy Robert Frank did that video where, you know, the right way and the wrong way, where he takes the freaking, you know, tripod. You know, I can't see that shit in the gym. If I owned a gym, I would. I know we talked about this on After Hours, and Larry owns the gym, so Larry's like, "Oh, I love it. I think it's great for the gym," and it bullshit. It's not great for the gym. People, I don't want to go to no gym where people got tripods out and I gotta watch where I walk and all that shit. And I got crazy bitches. Like, no way, bro. No, if you're not there to train, it's bad enough I got kids sitting on a machine, you know, doing this shit, you know, playing fucking games and stuff while they're supposed to be training. And the last thing I need is people setting up tripods with lights and shit, and I can't walk and use that machine because you're gonna go, you know, try to get some social media bullshit. Social media is probably worse than friggin'. I mean, you want to talk about head meds? Social media is the biggest head med there is. It's like nuts. Anyway, go ahead, Lucy. I see a lot of questions here, and
I'll be up in Brooklyn next weekend. Says Will Debbie shooting a music video. Oh shit.
Oh shit, Will, really? Will's gonna be in Brooklyn?
Mm-hmm.
When are you gonna be there? You never know. I don't know if I can make it there. Brooklyn's far from me. Oof. Brooklyn's is all empty. I mean, I do all the films I've done have been in Brooklyn. Wait, Will, do you know the name of the oh shit, do you know the name of the studio? I might have been in this because when I do the Vice TV, the Vice TV studios over there. Then there's another one called what is it? I just posted it too. Is it the Dungeon or
something beaches?
yeah, what the hell kind of beach is it? What is it? I forgot. I just posted it.
You agreed Blunder says it. Seriously, I've been following Greg since the early 90s when he was writing on the mags. Thank you, Greg, for being transparent and keeping it real.
Thank you, egregious. Egregious what?
Egregious Blunder.
Egregious Blunder. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing the magazines a long time. Magazines are dead now. I miss, you know, working for Muscular Development Magazine. I loved it. I had a great time.
I don't know how you're supposed to say this name over here, Greg. It says user GL5TQ9.
Go ahead.
Greg, relative to golden era physiques, do you think you could have turned pro naturally?
Relative to golden era physiques, user whatever it is wants to know. Relative to golden era physiques, could I have trained pro? I guess back then naturally, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Dave Palumbo says it all the time. I could have won. Probably, I could have either one. I was a lightweight, believe it or not, so I could have won a lightweight easily. I could have won a middleweight class. I was that good. But, you know, I know that sounds really arrogant, but I was, and it was my structure too. It wasn't just, you know, I wasn't humongous by any means, you know, but I was really well put together. And when I posed, I had like that pop muscle. But you know what happened is, I was going for shows and I was doing really good, winning shows, everything. The problem is that I had just met Bob Bonham and the NP.
Bell, what's up, Greg?
Hey, Miss Bell, how you doing? Good to see you here, hon. Bob Bonham, and I hooked up, and he was promoting shows for this new organization called the NPC because I was competing in the AAU. There was no NPC back then. You know what I'm saying? And then I was going to go in the NPC nationals and stuff because I could have easily won that lightweight class, hands down. No drugs. Those guys really had no legs, no nothing. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Bob told me to start promoting shows, and I did. And I was making fucking really good money as a promoter. And I stayed with the NPC until 91. And that's when I had trouble with Carl Campagna, who was the New York district chairman. And then Steve Weinberger came in. And then I gave, basically, Steve Weinberger took my shows when I gave it to him. The Atlantic States was my show, and the Northern States was my show. And then I started assisting Bob Bonham. So I didn't leave the NPC. I stayed with the NPC, but I was like an assistant. I would help Bob. And that's, I did with Miss Olympia, a bunch of Miss Olympias, like I said, I assisted him there, helped him run the backstage and the auditorium and all that shit. And it was great. I made money. I didn't make money as a bodybuilder. Up until not too long ago, when Lee Haney was winning Mr. Olympia, it was what, $10,000? I mean, it wasn't a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't win, that's if you won the Olympia. If you were pro, if you placed in the top 5, 6 in the Mr. Olympia, sixth place was getting $5,000 to eventually $10,000 or $15,000 pro. Takes more than that for your drug protocol. So, even now, you think that's a lot of money? You know what these guys got to pay for food? You know what it's like, bro. You got to go for a bodybuilding show today. with the food, you know, you got to eat chicken breast. You know, if I ate mostly chicken. I hate chicken because of it. But I ate mostly chicken. You know, I ate some fish. I don't really like fish anymore. You know, beef stuff. But that stuff's all expensive. You know, everything you do with bodybuilding's expensive. You know, and if you had to take the Babanya, which you know, eventually I would have went on a Babanya. What I did go on a Babanya, you know, but I wasn't competing anymore, so I didn't give a fuck for you know, like a cartoon or whatever. But if I would have stayed like that, you know, I would have really good. But I would have had to do a lot of drugs, and you know, by the time you're done competing, you know, back then, you know, guys had to be sponsored by Weider, and if you weren't sponsored by Weider, you were a personal trainer, and that meant you were a drug dealer. So, you know, there was not money in there. Even to this day, there's not. I mean, the Yankees just bring a kid up from the minors, and to play in the major leagues, one game, just one game to bench player. You know, I think the minimum is like $675,000. That's like, you know, that's like, you make nothing. You're shit. You know what I'm saying? But to a pro bodybuilder, I mean, that's what they bring home. Pro bodybuilder's got to pay his guru, got to pay this, got to pay that. You know, by the time you're done with all that shit, and them guru guys are crazy with the amount of scuttle that they want. You know. So.
This guy, I didn't do nothing. Says, which do you think is worse, alcohol or marijuana?
What do I think is worse, alcohol or marijuana? Oh my God, alcohol, 100%. I don't listen. My daughter smokes cigarettes too, as well as marijuana. And I mean, if God gave me the choice, I can't stop her. There's no stopping my daughter from doing anything. My daughter's a badass, trust me. But I'd rather her. I told her, stop the fucking cigarettes. You know, she's gonna eventually, but you know. I told her I don't care about the marijuana as much, but stop the cigarettes. I don't like marijuana. I don't like any of that shit. But cigarettes are brutal. Marijuana is not great, but it's not like as bad. You can't put that in the same category as alcohol. You know what I mean? Marijuana make you a little chugad, but alcohol, you could drink it one time and just drive into a brick wall or do whatever. You know, kill yourself with that shit. I don't like alcohol. I just don't understand why somebody has to get fucked up in the brain to have a good time. Or you know, I would be bouncing at bars and shit when I was young, and I'd see people hurling like this and shit from drinking too much. And the next day, oh man, I had a blast last night. We were at that party, and I'm like, yeah, oh, you had a blast. You were puking all over the place. You don't even remember half the party. That's fun. Not to me, you know. So, never drank. Next, Lou, look at all these questions.
You're talking, Greg.
Oh, I'm talking.
Constitutional Stacker says, I think steroids are as American as apple pie. GREGG Valentino. I happen to love this fucking guy.
Oh, thank you. Who said that? What's his name?
Constitutional Stacker.
Constitutional Stacker. Thank you very much.
Tony Ruggiero.
I
wish you would have done at least one show when you started gassing. Damn,
juicing, I think.
Okay.
Tony Ruggiero saying he wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what is, Tony? I want the, you know, I was tired. Listen, when her and I go out and we drunk and stuff, if she gets stuff, you know, because she sells all, you know, like stuff. One of the biggest things we find is people throwing out trophies. Right, Lucia? Yeah. Boxes of trophies. I got boxes of trophies. What am I going to do with them? They're dust collectors. Get throw them out. They're worth shit. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is, unless you go, even if this, you know how many pro bodybuilders, the only thing they use that, I'm an IFBB pro. It's, you know, it's good to have on their social media, but realistically, it means nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's you know, unless you're in the top echelon, I'm not putting down pro bodybuilding at all. If that's what you want to do, but most guys do it more for their own head and for the game, for the, you know, for the hell of it. They're not doing it to make, you know, shkaro. You know what I mean? Because you're not, you know, you're not going to make it. Now, social media has allowed guys to sit there and like, you know, talk. I have a few guys that I know very well that I'm friends with and stuff that you guys know, and I feel like they don't know shit, and they're doing, you know, they got big followings and shit, you know, but they're all fucking Jews. Take them, throw them on a desert island and come back. You're just there for 3 weeks, a month, and see what they look like after 3 weeks or a month. No Jews, no nothing, and look like shit. I could go in a hospital, get an operation, be stuck in a hospital, not eat food and shit like that for 2 weeks, and I come out and I still look like a bodybuilder. It's because you have to have a base naturally. But a lot of these guys are all drugs. They go off. I mean, how many pro bodybuilders? Look at some of the pro bodybuilders that stop using drugs, and you look at them then and now, and you're like, dude, if I saw that guy in the street, all that, every ounce of muscle's gone. Doesn't even look like he even lifted. Some of them don't even look athletic. You're like, dude, you were a bodybuilder? You know what I mean? So. Oh, thank you,
Greg is one.
Constitutional stacker. Thank you. I appreciate it, my brother.
I did just a small channel. I'm nobody.
No. Everybody's somebody. I'm nobody either, bro. I'm just a minnow. You know what I mean? I'm just like one of the many minnows in the ocean. You know, we all are. So that's why, you know, it's. I tell people all the time. What do I say? I'm the biggest momo. You know what I mean? When I used to write for Muscular Development magazine for many years, I used to always say I'm a bleacher seat fan. Like I used to quote George Steinbrenner. I'm a bleacher seat fan with a key to the clubhouse, which meant I got a voice in the sport. You know, I doing media and all that other shit, but I'm just like anybody else. You know what I mean? Like George Steinbrenner who owned the Yankees. He was the man, but he was a fan too. So he'd sit there and tell guys like, "Oh, you suck," and he used to call Dave Winfield, Mr. May. You're Mr. May, bro. You suck. Reggie Jackson would hit home runs in October. That's the kind of guy I want. You know, not the guy who hits home runs in May. You know, so that I'm the same way. You know, I just, you know, that's the way I am. Go ahead,
Kid Dynamite says 100% true. A lot of guys, they know get up juice and they look like Pee Wee Herman.
90% of the guys that you see.
Somebody recently.
Look at these guys.
Or something, right?
What?
Remember in the movie somebody recently saw and they were like skinny and stuff?
I don't know. Listen, I don't know what you say. Listen, there's a lot of guys like that. You go, there's videos where you can Google then and now pro bodybuilders, and you'll see. I mean, guys like Paul Led. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I like Paul. You know, he's a great guy. But these guys, if you saw him, you wouldn't go, "Holy shit!" I mean, he's a guy who was 6 feet wide, you know, and had an incredible body. But then they just let it go, and they look like, wait a minute, he looks like any other guy that never lifted a weight.
$5.
What happened?
Miss Bell said $5.
Oh, Miss Bell, thank you so much. You're not.
Training and gear cost more than winding up through the early 2010s.
Yeah, training. You know, for you to go for a show, you got to have money today. But if you want to go for like a national qualifier or even a national level show, you got to have shkaro. You're right, Miss Bell. You got to have money because it's going to cost you. You're going to have to pay one of these gurus. Okay, I don't feel like you have to do it, but today, you know what I mean. You know, and it's good because they know other people and they can get you some, you know, publicity. But the other thing is, you know, to pay for all the shit you got to take into food. People that eat junk food are spending big money on food. So you can imagine junk food's cheap. You know, bag of chips a couple bucks. You know, but you know, you want to start eating fish and chicken and, you know, beef, and you know you got to start eating all that kind of stuff. And, you know, vegetables, and, I got to have tilapia, or I got to have this, whatever, orange roughy, or whatever the fuck you're eating at this. By the time you're done, you're spending some shkaro on food, just on food alone. Let's not count the drugs, and you got to make sure you're getting the right drugs. You got to pay a little bit extra for this and for that, and then you want the anti-aromatises with it, and then you want stuff to stop the cortisone, and then you want stuff to, boost the metabolism. See some T3, some T4, a little bit of this, a little bit then. By the time you're done, growth hormone, peptide, this, the IGF, all that shit. By the time you're fucking done, your juice bill and your freaking, you can't even pay your rent. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're making a shkaro. If you're making a shkaro, then it's no problem. But it's hard to go for a contest today. It's hard. If you want to go for a big show. I'm not talking about, the Joe Matarazzo Classic, some, like the Momo Classic. I want a Buckeye Barbell Classic. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you want to go for a national level show, you want to try to win a USA, the Nationals, you better put some money away because it's going to cost you. I'm going to tell you that now. Especially these gurus want a couple $1,000s easily, or some want more. Just to sit there and go, yeah, I think what you need to do, I don't know. But anyway, Lou.
Gear is in cheap, says Miss Bell.
Yes, gear is in cheap. Lou.
Hello, Greg from Poland. Bill Keel.
Bill Keel. Hello. How you doing from Poland? God bless you, Poland. I like Poland because it's a conservative country. But
gear is cheap if you're connected. Even GH2, honestly, not that I would ever.
Who said that?
Constitutional stacker.
Yes, constitutional stacker. Listen to me. I took, I was a drug dealer, so I had a lot of drugs. I had access to that shit. And you could say, yes, gear's cheap, but you still got to pay. And if you have gear, if you're getting gear cheap, then either you're a drug dealer, right? Or your boy's a drug dealer. Plus, with today, I don't trust any of that shit. You guys, I got Red Dragon. I got it. There's no such. These aren't legit companies. You know what I mean? Oh no, it's a real lab. The guy that makes that, I know the guy. I don't give a fuck. I get pharmaceutical shit from the pharmacy. You know what I mean? I want legit pharmaceutical shit. I don't want some fucking Joe Matarazzi that makes it in a lab. He owns a lab down in Mexico and he gets all the raw materials. I don't give a fuck. That's not what I want. You could take that shit, not me. You know what I mean? And back in the day, I was taking legitimate shit. And a lot of times, I don't give a fuck. There's knockoffs of all that stuff. And you think you're taking deck and you're growing like a weed because you're really taking testosterone, you know? So I'm just telling you, oh, look, I'm making great gains from like Winstrol. Nobody makes gains from Winstrol. You're taking fucking, it's probably watered down suspension, test suspension, because it's a cheap, dirty drug. It's cheap to make. Winstrol's a lot more expensive. So you think you're taking Winstrol, but you're not. You're taking a watered down version of I'm just saying, you don't know what the hell you're taking. But if you want to do that, that's fine. You know?
Hey, it's Chris Rocco from Astoria, Queens. Love you.
Hey.
Did you ever do the shoulder video? LOL.
No. Who's that? Chris what?
Chris Rocco.
Chris Rocco. What's going on from Astoria? I know a lot of guys from Astoria. I used to be down there all the time in Astoria. I got a lot of Greek friends down there, bro. A lot. You know, my boy Telly and all those guys are down here. So big holla to my boys down here.
I didn't do. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Harry Nuts here. What's going on, man?
Dominic Schooley from Pittsburgh.
Dominic Schooley from Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
And I didn't do nothing. Says YouTube natural bodybuilders are making more than pro bodybuilders on YouTube.
He's saying, okay, yeah, a lot of the natty guys are making, but a lot of those natty guys are full of shit too. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I hear stuff, you know. I don't know what to believe when they do that stuff. You know who makes the most money? Young people, because the internet's for young people. You know, young people relate to young people. Young people, you know, when I was younger, you know, a teenager, I was like obsessed with John DeFendis because he was a teenager. Joe Folco was another guy. Andy Lopadotti, all these guys from, you know, Jerry Scalisi, all these guys from Long Island were teenagers around the same time I was, give or take a year difference or two difference, you know. So we all like, you know, I would like, you know, like those were my guys, you know, like John DeFendis was my guy, you know, and you know, he was a wicked teenage bodybuilder, you know, and I related to him more because we're comrades. You know, here's some guy that's, you know, in his 40s and stuff. He's been training 20-something years. And meanwhile, I've only been training maybe 6-7 years or whatever. You know, I started when I was young. I started when I was like 12. But whatever. I've been training 5 years. I relate to a young guy. You know, I don't want to, you know, some old fart like me or something like that. You know, I don't want to listen. You know, I've been doing this shit since 1972. So what's that, 52 years? 52 years I've been slinging weights and stuff. You know, I started when it was plastic weights. I couldn't, you know, couldn't even find how to work out. I had to figure it out on my own. It comes with the barbell kit, you know, when you get it. You know, first thing you do is just curls, you know, then maybe you do bench press and curls, you know.
Natty Gaines said, I'm more than half your age and I relate with you.
Yeah, you know, I understand that Natty Gaines, he's saying he's more than half my age and he relates to me. I get that. But with these young kids today, Trend Brothers or whatever they're called, or, you know, all the Salik kid and all this, you know, people relate to that. You don't got a bunch of like, if you went to see Sam Salik, right? You don't got a bunch of like 40, 50, even 30-year-olds online to see him. You go on it as 13, 15-year-olds, you know, they relate to that. That's normal. That's normal. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. You know, the internet's definitely geared towards young people. Go on TikTok, all that shit. It's all young people. There's older people on there. You know, every once in a while you get the grandmother trying to be funky and doing stupid shit just to get fucking views, and, you know, her grandkids are putting her up to it, whatever. Yeah, I'm not saying it's only young kids, but young, the big shit, the really big people. You get some girl's got no talent. I see this girl's got no talent at all. She just is hot, you know what I mean? And she tries on different clothes and just stand there like this in front of a video camera. And you're like, you know, men are like, oh, hair pie. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe. How much money do you want? Here, take my bank account. Oh my God, you're so hot. And that's what you get. You know what I mean? You know, that shit's hot. Zero talent. There's no talent there. You know, just a hot girl, one of many. I can go to the mall over here and see some high school girls and I go, wow. And, you know, because they didn't look like that when I was in high school. Today, high school girls got tattoos. You know? My daughter was in high school. I'm sitting there, I hear this fucking high heels going, and I look over and I see this girl coming with a fucking halter top, her belly button showing this tiny little miniskirt that's barely covering her, tattoos all on her fucking calves. You know what I mean? And these high heels, jet black hair, she's snapping it around. And I go to my daughter, is that one of the teachers or mothers? And then she goes, no, she's younger than me. You're grade below me. And I'm like, what? You know, she's got tattoos already. You know, so it's a different world, bro. You know, but people today, you got it. If you're a halfway decent looking girl, man, all you have to do is just, you know, and you're not really obese. And if you are obese, there's guys for that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you just get on the internet and primp and pull and just sit there and, you know, do a little bit of this, and some idiot will be like, oh, take my life. Here's my car. What else? Here's my house. You know, hair pie. You know, they get crazy. So it's a younger person's life. You know, that's the way it is. Then you get old men like me who can't pick up a girl, get on those internets, and they're fucking funding, like, you know, they're a little like. There's this guy who fucking, when I go shopping, right, you know, he knows who I am because he you know, he follows bodybuilding. He's not a bodybuilder at all, but he's like older than me. He's probably like 68, 69. And he always tells me, dude, I met this girl online, and, you know, she was telling me, like, you know, like she needed me to give her money and everything like that. And I go, I hope you didn't do it. And he goes, well, I gave her some. And I go, well, you know, and he goes to me, I told her because she drives like a Porsche and stuff. And I said, if you're in trouble with money, why don't you sell your Porsche? And I said, she drives a Porsche and you gave her fucking money? And he goes, yes. And he goes, she's at a big bodybuilding expo right now, and she said she needed money when she was out there. And I said, really? And I'm thinking, what bodybuilding expo was it? He goes, it's AVN or something like that. I'm going, dude, that's the adult video network. That's the fucking porn shit bullshit. She's probably OnlyFans girl. And he's like, oh, you know. And I told him, dude, you're a schmo, bro. You're like
Madigan said, so true. I wish I was a chick.
Dude, if any of you guys were chicks, bro, let me
get that money.
Dude, it's fucking crazy, bro. It's crazy. They get just to get, you know, and any girl that's broke is out of her mind. I'm just telling you right now. Somebody just sent some. Who's that?
It says, hi, GB. How many meals do you?
Oh, AZ. How you doing, AZ?
How many meals do you eat per day?
Thank you, AZ.
These days to hold your son. I don't know.
AZ, I'm getting to be like, you know, picky with my meals because I only eat the same foods, and my girlfriend will say I'm real sick of it. You know, I eat like 5 times a day, but I don't eat big meals. I'll sit there and I'll have like Palumbo's protein drink for one. I can't, you know, it has nothing to do with the gallbladder. I get like sick of eating the same fucking foods, you know, for years. Like eggs, I sit there and I have to like, I got to eat an egg like this and then fucking drink, you know, to swallow it like it's a pill because after a while it gets me sick. But my girlfriend eats more than I do, and she is more, and she's skinny. She's like more open to things. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to eat like, you know, I know my friends are like, dude, did you ever have venison sausage? It's like the guy Sister Nino is a butcher, and he'll tell me, oh yeah, bro, I'll get you some venison steaks and this. And I'm like, bro, I'm not eating no fucking deer. I don't give a shit. I don't care if it tastes like the most delicious steak. If I know it's a deer, I'm not eating it. I can't. I'm just very picky. I'm the most pickiest eater. I'm a bleached guinea. I hate most of the time. I'm a spaghetti and meatball type eating guy. You know what I mean? I can go to an Italian restaurant. Everybody's like, dude, you got to try the scungito. What is it? I'm like, dude, I'm not eating that. That calamari, it's great. And I'm like, I'm not eating that shit. That's fucking squid. I used to use that shit for fishing. When I used to go fishing in the fucking, you know, Long Island Sound and shit, off Sheepshead Bay in Brooklyn, I go fishing over there. I use like squid. I'm not gonna eat that shit. You know, that's just me though. You know what I mean? I'm funny like that. I can't eat that stuff. You know. So I'm very picky. I'm a picky eater. I eat like 5 times a day. I try to eat mostly protein and fat because, you know, I'm diabetic. Like Lee always talks about. He keeps talking about. You know, Lee says, "Oh, you know, Greg keeps talking about you know, because when we were out in Atlanta, because I didn't want to eat the buns or the bread and all that shit. That's because my fucking goddamn sugar it had nothing to do with the gallbladder. He got it wrong. It was the diabetes. They kept pushing me. I just eat this, just eat that. And I'm like, I got fucking diabetes, and I'm eating a lot of food out here and all kinds of shit. My fucking sugar's like just below 300. I can't do. You're gonna get me killed. You know what I mean? So then I got to shoot insulin. I'm not supposed to, but I have to when it's that high. You know, I got that from the hospital. You know.
Kevin Gosh says, Greg, have you ever met Sue Price, female bodybuilder?
Sue Price or Penny Price? Wait, what's Sue Price? That sounds familiar. I might have. You know, I'm really bad with people. I meet a lot of people. I forgot all. Wait, Sue Price. I know Sue Price. I'd have to see her. I forgot. Yeah, I know that name. Yeah, that's the oldest. That's an older school name. So is Penny Price, who I know. There's pictures of me with Penny Price. I think that's on my Instagram.
Then Harry
Sue
Nutter,
Price. I know Sue Price.
Harry Nutter was asking what do you think about Jenny Ortega? Jenny Ortega, the girl from Wednesday, or Wednesday, the girl Wednesday.
Oh, Jenny Ortega. Now that you're speaking my language, bro. I would friggin' live in the bathroom a week just to smell one of her farts. There's no way. I love her. Jenny Ortega. Yeah, you know Jenny Ortega. That's that little chick I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. Are you
John
kidding me? That's
Mancini-
delicious.
John Mancini's on there.
I love Jenny Ortega. Hey, John Mancini, where is he? Oh, there he is. John Mancini, what's going on? Yeah, I love Jenny Ortega. You know who I like? She's in that movie. Well, she was in that movie with Mia Goth. Now, Mia Goth is blonde. That's not normally my type, but I like a nut job too. I like crazy girls. So she's one of my exceptions that I like that's crazy, like Mia Goth. She's married to Shia LaBeouf, so she's got to be really crazy. But you got to watch that movie Pearl. Watch with her. That's the sickest movie. The movie. Wait, it's called. The first one's X that she's in. She's in it with Jenny Ortega. They're both. Jenny Ortega is naked in there. But you got to watch the movie X, then watch Pearl, and then she's in the new one, Maxine. It's a trilogy. It's really good. You got to watch that shit. If you like crazy movies, like insane shit, that's really sick shit. It's more thriller than horror, but it's based about horror, but it's more of a thriller. But it's like she's sick, and I like crazy girls. I like filthy, no good pigs. That's why I'm with my girlfriend.
That's funny because I got Blessed Heart.
See, she don't care.
Blessed Heart says, Lucia, what do you like about Greg?
Lucy, who said that? Blessed Heart.
Blessed Heart.
Blessed Heart. What does Lucia like about me? First of all, I'm lucky because Lucia likes ugly guys. Like she thinks George Bush is good looking. And I don't think she thinks. I don't know what she likes about me. I don't think she likes me. I'm not
You're
sure.
Funny.
She's laughing. He's funny. And what else? He's got a nice big brajol. She's like, oh, it's getting hot in here. She's like, anyway. No,
Ruben Sanchez had asked.
We've been together a long time,
Ruben Sanchez had asked, have you ever tried the root beer float protein shake from Premier?
No, I've never tried it, Ruben Sanchez. I've never tried the root beer float. You notice I'm drinking root beer right now. It's sugar-free.
Greg, do you remember the,
John Mancini's asking me a few things. I can't see.
He's just saying great movies, Max, and I heard it's very good.
Maxine is fucking...
Oh, yeah.
I might watch it tonight with her. I didn't see that one yet. I saw the previews for it. Because I like Mia Goth. I like nutty girls. You know what I mean? Like Wednesday Addams. Like I like the movie, when what's her name did it. What the hell's her name? What's that girl's name? Did Wednesday Addams not the first one, the one in the movies. I just like when she was like crazy, like I like nutty fucking girls. Like Lucia, my girlfriend. Sometimes we used to go to goth clubs and she would get all gothed out, like with like the dead girl look, with that fucking thing and the black lipstick and all that shit and the fucking high heels like this, I like all that shit, bro. I like goth. We have a goth. Half our shit in this house is goth. We got like all demons and crazy. And I'm very religious. Look, I wear. But one thing doesn't mean the other. What?
Pay attention. Kate Verde says.
Kate Verde says. Go ahead.
I heard she's a real woman. LOL.
What does that mean? She's a real woman? No, she's trans. She is. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to do that shit. I get it. They're playing that game. You know how they do that shit.
Do you like the girls like Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
she's okay. She's okay. Yeah, I know he's talking about. Yeah. I like that. But my girlfriend, she'll dress up goth and shit like that. Like we'll go to goth clubs. She's, I like Lucia's nuts. Okay, you have to know that my girlfriend's fucking crazy.
You're nuts.
Right, we're both nuts. That's why we get along. I couldn't be with a normal girl, no normal girl's gonna want to be with me too. I'm nuts too. So, but together we're nuts. We put up all kinds of like horror shit in this house and all that stuff. I'm a lot older than her though. I'm 26, 27 years older than her.
Somebody wrote, Greg, do you follow Chinese women's bodybuilding?
Chinese women's? Who asked that?
Harry Nutt.
Harry Nutt didn't ask that, did he?
Hold on, let me check. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Rick Simmons.
Who?
Rick Simmons.
Rick Simmons. Do I like? No, I don't follow any of that stuff. I don't have like an Asian girl fetish. I like the whatchamacallit, all Latin chicks.
Okay.
And ethnic Jew chicks, like an Arab chicks, like dark hair, dark eyes, like the big fucking hoop earrings and that kind of shit.
Greg, do you remember the 90s Mass Monster? He was really famous, but he got
The-
kidney issues.
The 90s Mass Monster.
Wait, hold on, I'm trying to find it. He was really famous, but he got kidney issues and now he looks normal. Oh my God, what is happening here?
You're not talking about Tom Prince, are you? He passed away.
I forgot his name. He kind of looked German, but he was American. I believe he's still alive. I've been trying to look him up and I can't remember.
You're talking about Tom Prince? Who said that? Because I see somebody else.
But way up there.
Kid Dynamite said Tom Prince, so I think he's answering that guy. I'm not sure, but he's talking about Tom Prince. He was a mass monster, and then he had kidney issues, and he lost everything. He almost looked like Lance Armstrong. He passed away, unfortunately. Actually, him and I didn't really get along too well, but whatever. You know, I still feel bad. I don't like to see anybody pass away, so God rest his soul.
Greg, what's stopping you from moving to Florida?
What's stopping me from moving to Florida? I'm a New York guy. I got a lot of roots here, man. You know, and I got, it's a different lifestyle down there. Maybe one day I might wind up there. Lucia's got her family here, even though she doesn't give two shits. But I got my daughter and my son here and everything, even though my son doesn't freaking see me. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, he's busy. And my daughter, she's around. So I don't want to leave my kids, really, to be honest with you. If I didn't have kids, it'd be a different story. Her and I would go, I don't know where we go, but we go somewhere crazy. We should live in Slab City. You ever see that show about Slab City? What if they all live out in the desert, these freaking Looney Tunes? Mr. G's here. What's going on, Mr. G? George, did you see? What's that?
He said, I met Vince Ladar, I don't know how to say that, Ladardino. Today, he's friends with Scott Siegel and Sideshack. He knows you.
Okay, I said I met Vince Labradino or whatever it is. I can't really see. I should really put on glasses.
Ladartino.
Okay.
I don't know if it's spelled wrong.
And he has friends. He's friends with Scott Siegel, and says he knows you. Oh, I maybe. You know what's funny? I might know him. I'd have to see his face. I'm really, really, really bad with that stuff. I'm really, really bad. I know a lot. Like as soon as I see them, I know them. But I'm really, really bad. It sounds familiar though to me. I can't see. I have to read his name because Lucia reads everything wrong.
No, he spelled it wrong, and then he spelled it again over here.
Okay.
Ladartino.
It sounds familiar.
Somebody wrote hello from Australia.
Hey, from Australia.
Jack Tyro.
Was it Jack Tyro?
Jack Tyro.
Australia, what's going on, my brother Jack? How you doing? My boys Brian Pablo's from there and Lee Priest.
AR says, hey Greg, do you have any funny Joe and Ben Weeder stories?
Do I have any funny Joe and Ben Weeder stories? I don't have really any funny ones, but I knew I still have Ben Weeder's phone number in my phone. Ben Weeder and I were actually pretty good friends. Ben Weeder was such a smart fucking guy. You have no idea. Was a history buff, knew more about, wrote books about Napoleon Bonaparte. Don't believe John Romano. He did not march around his house naked or in his underwear with Napoleon Bonaparte's hat and all this. See, here's a stupid story. No, the only thing I did is I was with him once, and he was like, we were going in the airport, and he was, they stopped him, and they put him in a glass booth, and they were going ultra. And I said, dude, the guy's like close to 90. You know what I mean? I doubt he's not a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, okay, you should back down. Like them TSA agents. They were more like, put the lime in the coconut, you back down. And I'm like, simmer down, bro. The guy's an old man. He's not, And then Ben was laughing about it. He was like, no, relax. Don't worry about it. But, Ben was a great guy, Ben Weeder. I knew Joe, but I didn't know him real well. Like I knew Ben real well. Like I got his phone number. You know what I'm saying? Ben was a great guy. I like Joe Weeder. Joe Weeder was great to me too. I met him a million times. I put up the pictures. You go on Instagram, just scroll. You'll see pictures of me in 1979 with Joe Weeder, where I was young and he was young. Joe Weeder was young. You know,
Edmund
he was a good guy. What?
Edmund Cheney says, bring Mr. G on live.
I can't. I don't know how to bring. I would bring George on in 2 seconds. I'm on a computer. If I was on the phone, I could do it, but I'm not on a phone. I'm on a. What is this shit, Lucia? It's an Apple computer. You know. I'm not too well versed on how to do any of this stuff. You understand?
How big was Paul DeMayo?
How big was Paul DeMayo? Who's asking me that? Wait, George is saying something.
Hey, Dynamite.
Call Ben Weeder. Ben Weeder's dead. George, Ben Weeder died. He's dead. He died a while ago. I was with George's brother, Bobby. We were sitting together when Ben was coming out in the hallway and stuff, and you know, Bobby ran up to. We were in a cafeteria of a show. We were in a restaurant, and he came in, and I was interviewing. Holy shit, what's his name? Brian Siders. I was interviewing Brian Siders, the big power, like big strongman guy, and in the middle of the interview, Ben came in, you know, and I waved and everything. I waved to him because I was doing the interview. And fucking Bobby comes in. Bobby, his brother's sitting back like this while I'm doing the interview, no shoes on. And Bobby ran over to Ben Weeder and was like bending his ear. It was the funniest thing. Right, George?
Rick Brackett says, ask George.
George goes calling me, may answer from heaven.
ask George if Radu is still alive.
Who? Ask George if Radu is still alive? Somebody wants to know, George, Mr. G. Somebody wants to know, is Radu still alive? Radu, what was that? Wasn't that some guy that worked out or something like that? I think George used to. Go ahead. I think George used to train that guy. Lou, are you missing all these questions here? I can't see what you guys are saying. Lou, I can't see these questions here.
You need StreamYard, Craig.
I need StreamYard. Yeah, I know. I need a lot of things. I got Junkyard. I got Junkyard. Anyway, so go ahead, Lou. Hit me with some shit here.
Good question. Was Joe Weider a third burglar? No judgment.
No, don't listen. All these guys, Jesus
That's
Christ.
from Harry Nutt.
All these guys, they no, Harry, no. Don't believe all these guys that this shit they say. Joe Weider was not gay. He just was a big, it's like Steve Blackman. He was the big fan of the sport. You know what I mean? He just really was into bodybuilding. I'm just telling you. You know what I mean? Like, just into bodybuilding. He was not gay. Don't believe all that stuff. These guys, they talk such shit. You know?
Mount Licky Militia says, Greg, could you comment on why Paul Dillette didn't get better placings? He seemed to have the complete package.
Okay. How do you say that?
Malt Licky Militia.
Okay, Malt Licky Militia. Boy, you guys come up with some names. Why do is asking me why Paul Dillette didn't place higher in shows when he had such a good physique. I'm going to tell you why. It's a very simple answer. I used to talk to Wayne D'Amelia, who I'm very good friends with, about that all the time. And they used to say he couldn't pose. He would pose like all stiff like this and then turn like that. And, you know, Mike Matarazzo used to pose a little bit like that. It was not good. If you can't pose, if he knew how to, you know, display his physique better and pose, he posed real stiff. Okay, he couldn't do back, you know, like, you know, it was like weird. So it just, that's why. Wayne D'Amelia used to tell me all the time why Paul Dillette's got the best body on stage. You know, he used to say that shit all the time back in the 90s. Well, Paul Dillette's got the best body on stage. Nobody has got a better body than Paul. And he did. He had fucking tiny waist. He was big, tall. He had shoulders were like 6 feet wide. But he didn't pose right, and that's why. Kid Dynamite's asking about Paul DeMayo. Paul DeMayo was a great guy. Great guy. Another guy got
10 to 50.
You know, let a girl get in his life and cause problems with him and shit like that, and then you start medicating yourself, and before you know it, you're hooked on things and be
alive?
No, Paul's gone.
Oh,
I was friends with him way before I knew you.
Yeah,
yes.
That guy Harry Nat says.
Paul died.
He said he should do a comeback.
Who? Paul? No, they're talking about two different people. Paul DeMayo's passed away. Paul Dillette's still alive. Okay, Paul Dillette. No, there's bad blood with him in the IBB. That'll never happen.
Yeah, because Harry Nat wrote Paul Dillette should do a comeback.
Yeah, no, Paul Dillette is not going to make a comeback ever. He is in bad standing. Bad standing with the IFBB. He's not in good standing.
Why?
That's just, I don't know. He started his own organization and just a bunch of different things. That is just, there's a lot of stuff I know. But I'm not opening my fucking mouth.
Didn't Joe insist on oiling up the guys at photo
No, Joe didn't oil up the guys. You guys listen to all this bullshit. I know, Joe. Go on my freaking Instagram. You'll see. Scroll the fuck down. You'll see pictures of me with Joe. I've got throughout the years a million of them. You know what I mean? When I was a teenager, he used to give me props all the time. Yeah, oh God, he had that voice. But people say the same thing about my ex-boss, Steve Bleckman, who was a great guy, was not gay. There was even he would talk a little bit like, he was, if you didn't know, but he's not. He's not. He's just a big fan of the sport. Joe Weider was a great guy. I like Joe Weider. I knew him well. I knew his brother Ben better. But I'm saying, and Steve Bleckman, phenomenal guy. Dave and John don't like him, and that's because there's personal shit going on here. And that's another thing that I'm not getting in the middle of, because I'm friends with Dave and John. I'm not getting in the middle of that, but I'm still good friends with Steve Bleckman. I talk with him still. I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. That's them guys. But don't believe all this shit. There's too much bullshit, you know what I mean, going on about, the guys in this sport, who's gay, who's not gay. Who gives a shit who's fucking gay? I don't give a shit, who cares? As long as I don't have to be with that person or that, their life doesn't affect my life, I don't give two shits. I don't care if you fucking identify as a fucking German Shepherd. There's no bearing on my life. I'll just leave out a bowl of dog food for you.
Did you ever meet Jim Helwig, Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, of course I met Jim Helwig a million times. Yes, I knew him as a bodybuilder. I didn't meet him when he was a wrestler. I met him as a bodybuilder. But the thing is, Jim Helwig is another one who was wacky and uptight.
Or Rick Rude from the 80s?
No, I don't know Rick Rude. I do not follow wrestling at all. I used to get stuck watching a little teeny bit of it, okay, when my son was growing up, because he was into that, and I took him to wrestling, and I was really big. I think it was 1999. I was really fucking big, man. I was 278, then I was really big, and The Rock and all those guys were coming out looking at me and shit, but I don't I'm not into it. It's silly to me, but that's for me. That's me. I understand the whole entertainment part of it. It just didn't do anything for me. My son, when he was a kid, was really into it, so I would take him. We went to the Madison Square Garden and shit. I had seats up front because I was a drug dealer and I knew how to get the tickets. Anyway, so what else, Lucia? Throw some shit at me here.
Somebody said over here, did you meet Jim though?
Jim Helwig. But I met him at I was with Bob Bonham at one of the Nationals. He was a competitor, I think. It was the Nationals. I could be wrong. He was before he was the Ultimate Warrior. Before that shit. When he was Jim Helwig.
Hey,
he was a bodybuilder first. Used to compete in bodybuilding shows in the NPC. Yes, Lucy.
Christus Nation. Hey, Greg, did you ever meet Steve Reeves in person?
Chris.
Was he really natural? Steve Reeves.
I did meet Steve Reeves in person. I knew Steve Reeves through Bob Bonham. Again, go on my Instagram. You'll see a picture of me. We were at a party at dinner or something like that. You'll see I was all dressed up. I had dressed up. I was dressed, you know what I mean? And Steve was dressed. He was a big guy. He was tall. Steve Reeves is a big guy. Was he natural? As far as I know, I don't know. You hear all kinds of stories. Certain guys took some D-balls, and I don't know. I think he was natural. Listen, people accuse me of all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? My ex-wife was a man. Meanwhile, she gave birth to my children out her ass, I guess, whatever. But, that I was, the synthol thing, all kinds of whatever. There's a gazillion things people accuse me of. There's even, I had a guy the other day even accused, we saw the pictures of me natural in the 1970s, and he's like, "Oh, come on, you were on drugs." Dude, I was working out with plastic weights. When I was 15, I didn't find out what steroids were till much older, because it was a hush subject. And any of you guys are older that are watching this, if you're my age, or you'll know that in the 70s and even the 80s, to the mid 80s, maybe right then things changed, but people didn't talk about drugs. The magazines didn't talk about drugs. It was a hush thing. I actually believed taking protein powder, you know, and shit like that. I used to take Hoffman's protein pills, Rio H. Blair protein powder, shit like that. I believed that all that shit would help get you jacked, you know. I was taking multi-power protein powder, all that stuff. But I never, you know, I didn't even know what steroids were. I tell everybody, I'll tell it again. Valentino, you keep repeating yourself. I had a friend, the same guy who trained Dave Palumbo for his very first show, was my personal friend, you know, way before Dave even knew him. Okay, his name was Peter Neff. He was a champion natural bodybuilder, won a lot of NPC shit as a natural, won the USA, everything else in his class. And he fucking is the one who used to tell me I'm natural, not me, him. And I would say, well, what's unnatural? I don't get it. And he's like, I thought he meant he was a vegan. I thought he meant he like ate only vegetables and shit. Like, I didn't know what he meant, like natural, like you only eat like live foods or whatever. And he said, no, I don't take hormones. He didn't even call them steroids. And then, you know, and I'm like, well, what hormone? What is a hormone? I didn't even know what the fuck a hormone was. In the 70s, we didn't know this shit. And it was a hush-hush thing, you know what I mean? But people, you know, later on, people now say, oh, I saw pictures of you. You definitely had to be on stuff. And I was like, motherfucker, I didn't even train at a gym. I got the fucking other gazillion other pictures here. And I'm working on plastic weights, you know? Anyway. Oh, Matthew Walker, what's going on? That's one of my guys. How you doing, my brother? Thank you so much, Matthew Walker.
Riff Raff Racket says, Greg, your back looked white as fuck in the videos from Alabama.
My back is white. George will say, Mr. G will say, I have really... My legs and my back are kind of sick. You know what I mean? I don't know why my legs didn't look so big in those pants. There was wearing these skinny jeans. I look at them like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, even when I peeled my clothes off and Dave was comparing me with Lee, he was like, holy shit, look at your fucking legs. He couldn't believe how good my legs are. My legs are good. And they're bigger now because that was only 3 weeks, 4 weeks out after I hadn't even trained. You know what I mean? I only had trained one time in a gym because I had the gallbladder surgery.
What is this person trying to ask if I'm jacked? It says Gigi Allen says, is your girlfriend jabbed? G-A-B-B.
I don't know what he means. Is my Gigi Allen wants to know, is your girlfriend jabbed? I don't know what that means. Jabbed? You mean like takes juice? No. She doesn't work out. She's not into that shit. She's skinny. She's small.
And Riff Raff Racket says, Greg, you look better at this weight. Your face looks less bloated.
Thank you. Yeah, I am. I'm like 185, something like that. I think I am. I gained weight because when you saw the pictures of me in Alabama, I was in the 170s, you know, because I had just had the surgery. You know, I still had stitches, you know what I mean, in Alabama, you know. But when Lee keeps breaking my balls, and if you saw the video with Dave was like, look at Greg's legs, you know, like he told Lee, they look better than yours. But, you know, Lee's Lee, his fucking calves are ridiculous and everything. But the thing is, I hadn't trained. I'd only trained once. I was in a hospital, you know what I mean? I was in surgery. I had an organ removed.
Miss Bell, opinion on the trans boxers at the Olympics.
Miss Bell wants to know. Oh, good. This is a good one. The opinion on Miss Bell wants to know. Oh shit, Miss Bell. Thank you. Opinion on the trans boxers in the Olympics. I don't agree with any of that shit. Look, I don't give a shit if people are trans. I know real trans, and you guys know I'm down. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you're trans or not. Those aren't trans. Those are men. There's a big fucking difference. There's a big difference, and they should not even trans. No, they should have a league of their own. There's no reason for them to be fighting with women, and it has nothing to do with testosterone. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. It's bone structure. It's everything. Listen to me. If you took the most feminine tranny with the biggest tits, the fucking most incredible body, her dick's cut off, she's on tons of estrogen, and she's got zero testosterone in her body, right? And she's so good looking. She looks as good as Ariana Grande. And there's some I know that look like that, okay? And she was in a fire. Okay, her fucking skeleton was there. They'd say that some guy just died in a fire. It's the skeleton. It's the whole structure of the hips and everything. If you took that same tranny I was talking to and you buried her in the fucking dirt, 1,000 years from now, some fucking archaeologist is digging here and they dig her up and shit, and they look at her, they'd say, "Oh, this is the skeleton of a guy. This is a guy's," because they can tell. Do you understand that? When they find skeletons that are 4,000 years old, we assume they lived as guys back then, but I don't know. But I can tell you this, they know it's a guy's skeleton. So it has nothing to do. It has to do with the whole way a man's body's put together. Forget the hormones. You could pump chicks with fucking juice all they want. but you're not going to beat a genetic man, especially if he's skilled. It's not going to happen. It's just his structure, his whole thing, the whole brain, everything is different, and they can tell. So I don't believe in I think they should have a league of their own if that's what they want to do. You just get a bunch of other trans. Let them. Wouldn't it be funny though? Wait, guys, and Miss Bell, follow me on this. Wouldn't it be funny though? Check this out. This is how disgraceful the Olympics is, first of all. With all that, that's another thing. Those weren't trannies that would do that. I'm going to get back to my funny thing in a second. Hold on. Listen to me. That whole fucking Last Supper shit, that wasn't trans. Those are gay men. Those are a mess. When you see like drag queen, that's not a tranny. That's a drag queen. It's a guy dressed like a girl. It's a totally different animal. It's not somebody who got their fucking, piece of God cut off and is now, hormones and living like a woman with tits. Those are dudes that, pop on the fake eyelashes and like whatever. But isn't it funny? Wouldn't this be funny? Check this out. We just saw that the Chinese guy beat the girl. The Chinese guys, there's a red team and a blue team, just like in when if you fight in the Golden Gloves, right? I used to go down. My cousin used to win the Golden Gloves. There's a red team and a blue team, and in Golden Gloves, it's a yellow team and a blue team. But wouldn't it be funny because the guy that beat the Italian girl was in the blue team, and the Chinese guy that beat the other girl was on the red team. Imagine if they both go to the finals and you have two guys fighting, two boxers fighting for the championship of the Olympic gold medal. And it's two guys fighting each other in a woman's fucking division. Wouldn't that be wouldn't that be the motherfucker of everything?
Andrew Tate, he said
I know Andrew Tate said, yes, he wants to do. Andrew Tate said he will fight as a woman, as a transgender. He said, I now consider myself transgender. I'm a woman, and I will fight the fucking winner, and I will kick his teeth in, and I will prove to you that, he goes, you can call us two chicks. He goes, I'm a girl who likes other girls, so call me a lesbian trans. Andrew Tate, I just posted it. It's a whole video he put out. Yeah, he said, I will kick the shit out of that fucking guy. I will kick you. I will beat his ass. You know what I mean? And it's like that. It's just like the power lifter. Remember that dude that's, I identify as a woman. He's this big, nasty, ugly looking. It looks just like a guy. There's nothing feminine about him. And he goes over there and he fucking breaks the woman's powerlifting record, woman's bench press record, right? And then some fucking other guy comes in here with a beard, fucking jacked. And, another powerlifter said, oh, yeah? I'm a woman, too. I identify as a woman. Lay down on the bench and outdid him. You know what I mean? So now the fake trannies over there going, that's not fair. You don't really identify as a woman. I'm just as much a woman as you are. See?
Ms. Bell says Tyson needs to go trans.
Yeah, Tyson needs to go. It's just, Miss Bell, it's just not right. Have league of their own. Give them a league of their own. Let them kill each other. Let them beat the shit out of each other. That's, if you got enough of them, league of their own. There you go. I don't care what anybody does. Do you understand? Look, my daughter's lesbian. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, there's this, she's not one of those blue-haired fucking like freaks that run around. She lives her normal life. She just, her significant other live together, and they're both girls, and they're lipsticky, and they're pretty girls, and they were girls. There's no like bull or any of that shit, and they're not into that whole thing. They're against all that. They're conservative, believe it or not. But there's nothing you could do about that. Wait, hold on, and that you gotta, it's prevalent everywhere now. I know plenty of trans. I've got family members that that are involved in that shit. You know what I mean? I don't care what they do. What do you want?
Look,
get your own show.
What they should do is what that person did. Remember,
what person did what?
The Valerie was telling us about that girl.
Lou, come on, you gotta spit it out.
All the weight.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is, you have to. You have to have a league of their own. Let them go. I don't care. Look, you go to the mall and they have a unisex bathroom. Let them go sit in a unisex bathroom. I don't give a shit. But they can't put them in a locker room because it's not no tranny's gonna want to fucking go and fight in the army. No tranny's gonna want to go and fucking walk through the friggin' thing with their gagoots hanging down there. They're fucking Pishali God swinging from leg to leg in a fucking female. They're doing anybody that does that's looking for attention and is a fucking nut job. There you go. So that's what I think.
What's the name of the girl Valerie was telling me?
I don't know, Lucia. What fat girl are you talking about?
Those trans girls, like boxing.
Yeah. All right, I forgot it. Okay, so what else is going on here? 20 years ago, they would all be in a hospital, something like that. Who's saying that? Kid Dynamite. Yeah, you know, maybe they would be in the hospital 20 years ago. But listen, it's just they're doing this today. They want to breed hatred, just like the whole race thing. You know what I mean? I went to high school. You know, certain guys. You know, there were a few guys I know that were black kids, and all of a sudden now they're fucking. You know, they married white chicks, and now all of a sudden, you know, they're becoming radicalized. You know, yeah, Black Lives Matter, bro. You know, I'm like, dude. Well, what about your wife? You know, does she matter? You know, I think. Where did that come from? You know, our whole life. I mean, as a kid, you were like the biggest Led Zeppelin fan. Now you're like fucking, you know, what happened? You know what I mean? It's just that they're divide. It's conquer, you know, divide and conquer. Because some people are weak-minded and they're falling for this shit. You know?
The person is asking this question again. Greg, do you think you could take Serena Williams in a fight?
Do I think I could take Serena Williams in a fight? Who asked me that?
Go for it fitness.
Yeah, Serena Williams is to me. I think she did the babanya. What do you mean take her in a fight? Well, could I? I would kill her in a fight. I don't give a fuck what what she looks like or how big they are. That don't mean nothing. That means absolutely nothing.
Well, she's not a fighter like that, is she?
I don't know. I don't know where you come up with that. She could beat me in a tennis game, but Serena Williams is. I don't know. I think she's all talked to because she ran and fucking hid when USADA went to her house and she hid in the bathroom and stuff like that. You know,
Ruben Sanchez says Serena Williams is a good guy.
Yeah, she's a nice guy. She's a nice guy.
You gotta be careful with that because
Yeah, I'm just reading what Ruben Sanchez is saying, but no, you know, it's just I don't know. The world is like backwards today. It's all part of the divide and conquer thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Joe Biden told Dylan Mulvaney, "You're a hero. You are a hero. You are a national treasure, a hero," right? That's what he said to him. I'm so proud of you, and all this other brings us to the White House. Can you imagine if, like, Hunter Biden walked in after she left and said, "Hey, Dad, not for nothing, but I just got Dylan Mulvaney when she was leaving. She gave me her phone number. I think we're going to go out on a date." And you go, "What? What the fuck are you? Wait, what? You're going to go out with that? That's not a girl? What are you, crazy?" You know what I'm saying? Because they don't believe the shit that they're selling you. They're selling you that shit. They don't believe that shit. Joe Biden, you know, look at the stuff that he used to talk. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you can't believe what's going on today. So don't, you know, all this stuff with the Olympics. I won't watch the Olympics. I only see the video, like clips on, you know, Twitter. Is that it? Yeah, Twitter. Now it's X. You know, then thank God for Elon and Musk. But
love your content, brother Sam from New Zealand.
No.
The name is Grimersney.
What is it?
Grimersney.
I don't. Okay,
Sam from New Zealand.
Sam from New Zealand. Thank you, my brother.
And this question: do you think that if human gene editing becomes a normal thing, will things like bodybuilding still exist?
Do I think that if human gene
editing
human gene editing
becomes a normal thing, will things like bodybuilding
still exist? Yeah, I mean, it'll exist. It's just be out of control. Eventually, they're gonna have to put a lid on all the drug use because guys are dying, and you're not seeing old guys dying. It's not the old school guys. You're not seeing, oh God, guess who died from the '90s? Bodybuilder. You know, you got a few here and there. Okay, but it's the guys that are dying are current guys. Oh, he's only 28 years old. Oh, he's freaking, you know, he's 30 something, or he's this, or he's, I mean, 25. You know what I mean? And you know, and getting girls too. So it's not, you know, it's there's something there. I mean, you know, you don't hear football players dying every, baseball player. It's always a few, but there's something there. What's going on here now? Wait, Greg, my brother. Oh wait, Greg, my brother. Oh, when's the Dell video? Oh, you guys with the Dell video. Jesus Christ. It's coming. Just keep watching. You'll see.
I'm getting beat up because I'm white as a stick and the thighs and the thighs are dragging on the ground like a caveman.
Who's that? Is that
the same person that's asking for
what's his name?
Anthony Anton the Prodigy.
Anton the Prodigy. Well, you'll keep watching. The Dell video will come. You guys, you know what's funny? It's just like like I'll do the Dell video and I'll get like, the normal people watching, but then like, it's not going to be like, it's just a ball breaking thing. Just think I don't know that. You guys think I don't know that stuff, but it's just it's a ball breaking talking.
Yeah, like
point.
this person that says stealthy fucker says Greg finally wearing some color, looking good, brother.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know. Guys always, if they like to, when I wear different shirts, they like to make their comments about the shirts. But thank you. But so I mean, what's it?
I want some Neanderthal DNA. So
You want some Neanderthal
so I
DNA?
can get really jacked. Ruben
Look,
Sanchez.
Ruben, it's the guys today are out of control with the chemicals, and obviously they're coming out with different things. Look at Dave spending all that money to go get stem cells and all this stuff. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you gotta fuck. You fuck around and you find out. I mean, it's too much. It's too much. I think it's too out of control. It's just my thinking.
What was that woman that was doing that? A lot of that. What's her name?
Who?
Jamie gave me her book.
Oh, you're talking about Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. She passed away.
But all right. What else? What else you got here? Ever since, what's the last one there? Ever since what? I can't see the people's name.
Ever since I started training my lats, the way you demonstrated with stretching like a rower, my width is crazy now. Thank you for that, Greg.
Oh, you're welcome. Who said that now? Says ever since he started doing the lats the way I do the stretching. You just got to stretch your lats, especially with the rows. These guys just stand there and do this. Look. Like that. That's not rows. You have to roll. You got to pull like this and let it stretch. You can't just sit there and squeeze. That's hitting your middle back, but it's not going to hit your lats. You know what I mean? And it's mostly hitting your arms. Most guys do it wrong.
Stealthy fucker.
Stealthy fucker?
That's his name.
Okay. No. Good. I'm glad to hear that it's working. What?
Greg, I would love to see you interview Craig Titus for Vice TV.
I know.
Rough Ruckus.
Yeah, I don't think Vice TV is interested in that, but you never know. And if they were, they'd probably ask me to do it. Interview. He's talking about Riff Ruffus or whatever it is. He's asking me to interview Craig Titus. I know Craig really well. You know what I mean? I used to be in the clubs with them. I was in the middle of that shit with him and King Kamali. I don't even remember how I got in the middle of it, but I was. My nose is peeling from tanning.
Greg, who do you train with, or do you train alone? That's from Malt Licky Militia.
Malt Licky Militia. I train alone. I don't train with anybody. I can't have a training partner. That's just not me. I can't have I cannot train with a partner. The only time I train with a partner was when I trained with Charlie Gasparino on Fox Business News. If you ever watch him, he was my training partner when I was in high school. Him and his brother Jimmy both. I trained with both of them. His brother Jimmy's a doctor. We went to school together, Charlie, from Fox News. Gasparino. Yeah. I was on the show with him a couple times on Fox. But we went to school together with little boys together. We know each other since we were single digits, because we went to elementary and high school, middle school, high school. And when I was training, he used to be one of my training partners. He's a madman, bro. He could fight too. He's a good fighter. He used to be a boxer. He was just good. That's why he has an attitude when you watch him. Charlie Gasparino from Fox News, Fox Business. Yeah, I know. We got to get going shortly.
What? Person, Anthony the Project, he says, nah, bro, you got me all wrong. You got me into working out back in the day. Legit made me train arms properly. Never grew before that. Obviously not getting beat up. The delts look sick walking around with the long shirt. Show me how to do it. No troll. Yeah, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna do one, Anthony. Anthony the Prodigy. I'm gonna do it. Joe Zapata and I are gonna go in the gym and do it. See, it's hard for me to sit here and talk, and it's hard for me to do it by myself in the gym. I can't film myself, and I can't have her film me, because then I gotta tell her, look over here. She'll be doing this like this, and I'll be moving, and she'll still be, and I gotta do it. I got to do it right. Plus, it's easier if I have somebody that I can work with and show, like, this is how you do the exercise, not like this. I can't tell you. I'll give you one thing right here about doing delts. Don't just walk into the gym. Okay, it's shoulder day. Let me just start doing presses. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally wrong. Don't start off doing press behind the neck or military press or any of that shit. That's no good. You use your front delts and everything. It's just, I start rear delts first, because there's the most important part that puts the cap on your shoulder like that and squares your shoulders off. It's your rear delts. And you got to give them love. Some guys do like 4 or 5 sets and they do the bent over thing like this. That's not rear delts. And you're going like this. That's the middle of your back. You have to almost do like a Y. I'll show you. I have to show you.
Or you do a rear delt machine, cut to the chase, where where you're in it and doing it like this, but you got to keep your elbows a certain way. I'd have to show you, okay?
It's 12:17.
Yeah, now I get it.
you-
We got to go in like 5 minutes
Yeah, because
because me and her got to do something.
Do you still think that Leo Rex wasn't murdered?
Do I still think Leo Rex wasn't murdered? Yeah. I don't think he was murdered. Not at all. That's my opinion. I know a lot of I know Dave thinks everything. Dave thinks Rich Piano was murdered. Now I'm very good friends with Chanel, and I know Chanel very well. And trust me, Chanel did not murder. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's not. No, I don't believe he was murdered at all. I talked to Leo like about 2 weeks before he died. On the phone, and Leo was a great guy, but Leo liked to party too much, and he did hallucinogenics. What?
This person is asking the same question again.
Have
you ever met Ed Kawak?
Eduardo Kawak?
Or what's your
yes,
opinion?
of course.
What's your opinion of him?
Who asked me?
Very underrated physique. The politics of the IFBB screwed him over.
Who asked me?
Got shot up at
Yeah. Who asked me that?
Stealthy fucker.
Okay, wants to know. If I ever met Eduardo Kawak, yes, I've met him many times. Again, go to my Instagram and scroll. You're gonna have to scroll because I posted the pictures probably a couple of years ago or more. So you'd have to scroll down. But there's pictures of me and Eduardo. I know Eduardo Kawak. He was all right. His build was like rugged. He had a nice rugged physique. Was he? I think he placed where he deserved to place. You know what I mean? He had a very unique physique. That's for sure. But he was a good bodybuilder. I didn't really I didn't have I'd seen him in the gym and stuff. So I got, and then, at some of the contests and everything, but I wasn't like friends with him or any of that stuff. He was hard to understand, when he would talk. So, but yeah, I knew Eduardo, he did his own thing. He was a little out there, just a little bit. Look, where'd you go? Oh, well, now everybody hears you. Did you ever meet Dean Cain? Superman in the 90s. No, I never met Dean Cain. Who asked me that? Kid Dynamite. No, I never met Dean Cain. But he when I broke the world record with all the arm bullshit and everything, and I was on Ripley's Believe It or Not. I'm in their Hall of Fame. I'm in Ripley's Believe It or Not Hall of Fame. How about that? And Dean Cain was, I did it with Kelly Packard, who used to be in Baywatch. Me and her did it together, that show. And then Dean Cain was the main guy. So he would talk about me and all, so Dean Cain knows who I am. I've talked to him on my Twitter, but I've never met him in person. Me and him have talked back and forth on Twitter because, I was on his show. Remember, he did the, what do you call it? The Ripley's Believe It or Not. He was the main guy, So I did, that's the only thing. I've never met him in person. I don't know. She's got to come back here. I can't read shit. I got to stick my face on the computer. Excuse me. Do you think Danny Padilla should have won the 81 Olympia? Geez, I don't know, man. Danny was a great bodybuilder. He was one of my favorite growing up because he's small. He's way shorter than me. He's maybe 5'2", 5'3", maybe the most. I don't know. He's short. But he had some beautiful body on him. He had a great body. He had like a mini, thicker Arnold type body. He was a good guy, though. Danny was a good guy. I think he owned a grocery store or some shit like that up in Rochester. But he was a good guy. What else here? Awesome. So, all right, listen, I'm going to get myself ready because I got to go take this one. We're going to get something to eat. We're going to stop at a diner and stuff. Hey, my brother in Brooklyn here. Hey, what's going on? I can't see. Louie, I need you. I can't see. Is that, I don't know. It's D from Brooklyn. What's going on, my brother? Something D, something. I can't see. Guys. I have bad eyes. I can't read. I have to stick my face on the computer. I have to wear glasses, but then I got to turn off the lights in order for me to do that. And then whatever. So it's anyway.
30.
I know what time it is. She's driving me crazy.
Did you ever run across Mike Birch, the weightlifter on YouTube?
No. Did I ever run across Mike Birch? Never heard of him. Don't know him. This going the new guys. God, bro, I don't know the new guys. The new guys is forget it. I don't know these guys. I don't care to know. I don't sit and watch bodybuilding shows. I don't watch videos on bodybuilders. I don't do any of that stuff. Not I'm from the old school and I'm stuck in that old school stuff. So I don't care about these new guys today. The bodies to me are gross. It's so far gone. You know what I mean? They want to. I mean, the 202 class had to become the 212 class. Now they might even make it up higher. I mean, eventually, it's ridiculous because you can't even. Back in Arnold's day, everybody was in the under 200 class, and it was like Arnold and a few other guys were the only ones over 200. Now today, you can't even get a friggin' midget to be under 200. It's no good.
Did you ever meet Mike Menser?
Of course, I knew Mike Menser very well. Mike Menser came to my gym. I knew his brother. I knew Ray better than I knew Mike, but I knew Mike very well. I knew Ray really well. Yeah, I knew Mike very well. Mike came to my gym and sat there and told me I was overtraining, and smoked cigarettes every 5 minutes. Would at my gym. He would go outside the front of my gym, stand out there and smoke cigarettes. But anyway.
That's it, right?
Yeah, all right, guys. Listen, I gotta take Medusa, aka the devil over here. I gotta take her Satan. I gotta take her out. We're gonna go grab a bite to eat. We gotta do a bunch of stuff. It's Friday night, man. We gotta get out of the friggin' out of the dungeon over here. The dungeon.
Good night.
That's so fake. She's like, good night. All right, guys. I love you guys, man. All right. Thank you, John Missy. You guys are the best. Wait, one last question. Quick, Terminator Juice said, quick question, Greg. What, Lucia, help me. What helped?
What helped your liver when you had the gallbladder stones, and what were your symptoms?
The gallbladder, I felt like somebody shot a cannonball in my stomach, and I didn't think it was. No idea it was a gallbladder. All right, Lucia. So a gallbladder, it felt like somebody shot a cannonball in my stomach. Everybody hears you complaining, by the way. And then what I take for the liver is because I had a fatty liver because of the gallbladder. So now I take massive amounts every couple hours. I take milk thistle, with extra sumerian in it. You know what I mean? I take that. I'll take Live 52. I know Lee Priest takes Live 52 because we talk about that stuff when he's over my house. He sees my shit. What else? NAC. And that's what I take. I take that stuff right there. And Tudka. I got Tudka. Tony Huge sent me a bunch of Tudka, so I take Tudka, But the milk thistle's unbelievable. It's unbelievable for your liver. You got to take, especially if you guys doing a lot of juice and you drink and shit like that. You better take a lot of milk thistle, not a little, a lot, and it will help you. But stop fucking around. And with that, guys, I got to run. I got to take Satan to get food. When you don't eat, you're cranky. Well, she's cranky, so I got to get her food, and then she's gonna get some Spam in the can. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I shall see you in the next one. God bless you all. And how the hell do I do this now? Oh, all right. Stop fucking around. You momo.